Hey, it's Leanne and Simon on Loving Life Now with our topic today, shortcutting your success.
Well, good evening. Hello. Welcome to everyone that's joining us on our Facebook Live this evening. As you jump on and join us, we'd love to welcome you, of course. So do pop your details in the comments. Let us know where you're joining us in from today. And of course, as Lee said, got a great topic called shortcutting your success.
So we're streaming here on Facebook and also over here on TikTok. Hello.
We are. So again, on Facebook, as you join us, let us know where you're streaming in from, and you can do the same on TikTok as well. We'd love to welcome you to this evening's stream. So who have we got out there? Who's going to be the first to say hello? Peggy, hello.
We've got
Hi,
Kylie
guys.
and
Lovely
Simon.
to see you from sunny Perth. G'day, Peggy. Melissa says hello from Sydney. Shani, hi from Sydney. Joe, good evening from the Gold Coast. Karen, hi Karen from Antigua. Great to have you here. Cheryl Mapp, hello. Hi Shez from Sydney. Hello Shez. That's a new one. Shazza. We got a Shazza, we got a Shez. I like that.
We've got Ben over here. Hey Ben.
Let us know where you're streaming in from this evening. We'd love to personally just give you a shout out and a welcome to our Facebook stream this evening. Terry, g'day Terry. Great to have you here. Hi guys from Cairns, Terry says. Good evening, Lee and Simon. How are you both from Bendigo? We are great, Wayne. Thanks for joining us. Welcome. Good to have you here from Bendigo. So who else we got streaming live on Facebook? Bernie. Hello, Bernie Island. Doing backflips in Burleigh. Great to have you here. Ken. Great to have you here. Hooray from Wagga Wagga. Great to have you here, Ken. Welcome.
I'm
and I'm sure Elaine's there with you as well. So I'll say hello to Ken and Elaine.
Just doing some sharing, guys, and then we'll get rocking and rolling.
So let us know where you're streaming in from this evening. As I said, we'd love to personally just give you a shout out and a welcome to the stream before we get underway. And Lee's just finalising some shares across our pages. And we're also streaming live on TikTok. We got another camera over here. So hi to everyone on TikTok who's streaming live. We've got a great personal development topic this evening that we're here to discuss called shortcutting your success. So we're going to talk about what some of the things that we do that assist in shortcutting our success.
Mm-hmm. Cool. It's got one more thing.
Bernie Island says she's doing backflipping in Burleigh. All right, well that's good. So who else have we got streaming in? Pop your details in the comments. Let us know where you're located this evening, and we will get underway very shortly.
We've got Dwayne, Jared, Emmy, and a few others. Hello.
All right.
One more share.
I'll start off with. You got one more share to do? All right. One more share to do, and then Lee will be good to join us. Stacey. Hello, Stacey. Watching from Caboolture. Great to have you here from Caboolture, north of Brisbane. Thanks for joining us this evening. All right. You got those shares done?
Yeah, we've got Scarlett, Gary, and Jared as well.
Jared's in Adelaide. Hi from Adelaide. Hi from Melbourne. Scarlett's in Melbourne.
Rock and roll.
Gary's in Brisbane. Thanks for joining us. All right, so shortcutting your success. Somebody over there said success to what? Well, success is quite a broad thing, isn't it? To be. Yeah, shortcutting your success. Well, let's talk about what we had a great weekend. Got up to quite a bit.
A little bit.
Friday night we went down to Coolangatta, down the southern end of the coast, right near the New South Wales border.
Yeah.
Made sure that we stayed on the right side, so we didn't have to quarantine for 14 days.
We were this close to the border.
And we went out for dinner, had a great dinner out.
Nice
on
seafood restaurant. It was
Friday
lovely.
night. Yeah, it was one of those support the local businesses. So we don't normally go down there, but we decided to get out and support some local businesses down in the Coolangatta border town region between Coolangatta and Tweed, because they've been doing it tough with with the border being closed and just tourism and that sort of thing. So the council's really ramped up their effort to support the local businesses in the border town.
Yeah.
So we made the commitment to go down there and have dinner.
We did.
Buy some cocktails.
We did. It was good.
And then Saturday we were out and about. Went to Robina Shopping Centre in the morning.
Christmas shopping.
And came home, and then what did we do? We went
to the gin distillery and did a tour that my sister brought for us for Christmas.
We went to Grandad Jack's.
We did.
Grandad Jack's Distillery.
Cool.
Can highly recommend it. It's at Miami on the Gold Coast. And if you're looking for a great afternoon, chill out, go and check out a distillery, a gin distillery. It's really good.
Yep, and then we went to Miss Moneypenny's for dinner.
We did.
And then we went to the Roosevelt Bar.
Yeah, went to the Roosevelt Bar. Oh, we went to James Squire Pub before that.
We did a bit of a pub crawl.
Met up with my daughter. She was down on the Gold Coast from the Sunshine Coast, her and her partner, so we got to catch up with them.
Yep.
We try and fit all this stuff in before we...
and then Sunday we had Bernie and Mick over for breakfast.
We did. Friends came for
and then
breakfast.
we went and stayed at the casino and had dinner with my sister and my parents.
Yep, sat by the pool in the afternoon.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah. All right, so we've got a few more joining us. Tony from Antigua. Thanks, Tony, for joining us. Good evening from Pakistan. Wazim, great to have you here from Pakistan. Madeline, too early for Christmas shopping, she said. No, not at all. We're nearly finished. Madeline is morning from the UK. Well, great to have you here from the UK.
Get into the topic.
And of course, Stephen's here from Antigua as well. We got Stephen, Karen, and Anthony all from Antigua. That's a bit coincidental.
Friends and family.
Oh, I know two of them are, but one of them.
Oh well.
Cheryl says you two are both having way too much fun. Yeah, I know.
No.
Joe Newland says, how many a wee Sunday sesh at Grandad Jack's? Had many a wee. Oh, okay, all right. Well, first time we've been there. Never been there, Joe.
Good.
Didn't even know about it.
So good.
So it was very good.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, so our topic,
shortcutting your success. All right, we're done.
All right, here you go.
Our brain is like a supercomputer. It has 100 billion neurons.
Did you know that? Did you know our brains are like a supercomputer?
I did know that.
And they would need warehouses of computers just to process the information that a human brain can process in the time. So 100 billion neurons in our brains. Mm-hmm. That's pretty epic, isn't it?
Pretty cool. Well, our neurons have the ability to connect or disconnect to each other too.
Yeah, and there's a great movie that I watched many years ago, a good personal development movie called What the Bleep Do You Know? And it features Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he talks about the neuron connections in our brain and how we can refire new belief systems.
Yeah.
So we actually, when we create a belief system, we actually create a new neuron that fires up and holds that belief system. Because we only use a portion of our brain.
Yeah.
So we can fill it with all this information. You know, that's what I was going to say. That's what the smart people do.
I need the brain working.
All right. So in our life and life in the universe, efficiency creates advantages. So if we're efficient in life, it creates advantages to us creating success, right? Our brain is amazingly efficient. It's more efficient than the mega computers that are around in the world. More efficient.
That's cool.
That is cool. But in our mind, when we're processing information, we actually create shortcuts.
Like on the computer.
Yeah, a bit like on the computer where you've got shortcuts on your keyboard. Or our brain creates shortcuts. One of those shortcuts is called the hierarchy of recognition. So it recognizes things and then it doesn't have to spend as long processing them. Like we do things, like moving our arm, right? Like making a decision.
Like poking.
Driving a car, like poking, like dancing, like walking, like talking.
Yeah.
And these are things that we just do.
Yeah.
Right? And our brain is just processing and processing all this information. But the ones that we do all the time, they become easy and memorable.
Yes.
Right? So our brain creates shortcuts.
It's kind of like that analogy where you drive somewhere and you're an autopilot and you kind of get there and you're like, how did I get here?
How did I get here? Yeah.
I don't remember getting here.
Well, we do these things naturally. So we create these shortcuts and then all of a sudden what we do just becomes natural.
Yeah.
It's no different to driving a car, right? When you first learn to drive a car, you're nervous, you get behind the wheel, you've got to check everything out, you've got to adjust your seat, adjust your mirrors, you've got to, look behind you when you're reversing. You're really conscious.
Well, you still do those things,
I know.
but you don't do them as
we don't
detailed.
do them as, we don't do them as consciously. You do them unconsciously, consciously, right? So this is a really big thing, is that it's the way our brain works. So we do things naturally. Now, each time we see something, however, for the first few times, our brain uses so much power to actually understand it and to become satisfied. So if you're learning something new, Lee, like a new task, or you're learning something on the computer, or you're doing a new exercise, or you're something totally new, like it takes you longer, doesn't it?
It does. does, and it can also tire you out. You can feel exhausted by the end of it. You're like, oh, just like
mentally drained.
drained.
See, that's what people say. I'm mentally drained. So where does that come from?
It's because your brain's using so much power.
It is. It comes from because your brain has been so stimulated to gain information and to learn something new. Linda says, "Hi guys, Linda and hubby at the Crown in Perth."
Yeah.
G'day, Linda. Thanks for joining us. Madeline said, "Too much computer also changes how our neuron pathways develop, rewiring them differently." Absolutely, it does. Mm-hmm. And certainly, so we can also, around our mental models, we can have things like our partners or our significant others in life. So when we first meet the love of our life, you're staring into each other's eyes, you're adoring each other, you're infatuated with each other, you're in love with each other.
Then what happens?
And then as time goes on, sometimes you miss little things, right? And it could be that you go to the hairdresser, you come home, and your significant other doesn't say anything to you. No, I do. That's different.
Yes, it is different.
But some people do. Some people don't have that recognition because they see the person day in, day out, and what the person does just becomes normal.
Yeah.
Right? So you might go and get your eyebrows done or your eyelashes done or your hair done, and your significant other mightn't even notice. Or your husband or your partner, the male figure, goes and gets a haircut. Do you notice? Do you notice he got a haircut? Do you acknowledge it? Do you tell him his hair looks good? I mean, you can't.
Your hair looks good, babe.
You can't expect him to tell you that your hair looks good if you're not acknowledging his, right?
Very true.
Like, it's all about recognition. People just want to be recognised for what they do, what they provide, what they want to have some recognition. Mm-hmm. You want to feel special from your significant other. So when we meet our partners or our significant others, we adore and admire them. But over time, our brains are so used to things going on that all of a sudden, what did Bernie say?
Simon, you wouldn't notice if Lee got another new car. I think he would notice. I think he would.
And I'd notice if she got another dress too.
Bugger.
So the thing is that we've got to not allow our minds just to stop and recognize these things and forget about them, right?
Yeah.
We've got to be have a conscious awareness around things. So these mental shortcuts that our brain creates can cause problems for us, right? Mm-hmm. They can keep us from keeping up.
Yeah.
It can lock us into an understanding of what was, what may have been instead of
what is now. Exactly.
So what was and what may have been, but we've got to live in the now.
Yeah, not in the past.
So it's important that we allow those things. So have a conscious awareness about what's going on around you, but make a conscious choice to do that. Mm-hmm. Am I aware of my significant other, and am I aware of what's going on around my children? Am I aware about things that are going on? I've got to create that awareness. So that's something that I can learn to do.
Linda said, "I noticed your haircut, Simon." Leanne, you're always looking good.
Thanks, Linda. All right. So we also develop shortcuts around things like
the way the world is.
The way the world is. Some people just go, you know what? The world is like this. Mm-hmm. So they form a shortcut or a belief system around the way it is. Or we form one around the way people are. Mm-hmm. We could say, oh, that person's always like that.
Yeah.
Right? So we form this shortcut that becomes our belief around the way that person is. Or it could be the way things work.
Yeah.
I always do this because it works that way. That's how it works. That's what I do. So we create these shortcuts. Now, we also develop thinking patterns that tend to categorize everything we encounter. Mm-hmm. So everything that we encounter day in, day out, we categorize.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the categorization can be helpful when we want to make small decisions over and over again, right? Like walking.
Yes.
That's cool. So walking is a categorization, and we do it over and over again. So we just do it, right? But it can also be limiting.
Yes.
How can it be limiting? Why can the categories limit us?
Because you're not open for new things.
Yeah, you're creating a belief system around something, and you're not allowing it to be or to you to expand as a person,
Yeah.
or to grow beyond that category or that belief that you've created. So how we categorize and where these distinctions are drawn from determine how useful our brain is as a tool.
Yep.
Right? So how we actually draw on this information, how useful is our brain to us? So let's use an example. We may deeply desire wealth. Does everyone on the line, everyone on the stream desire wealth?
Yes.
Right? Do you deeply desire wealth in your life? But if you're programmed to only recognize patterns that create poverty in your life, then you're never going to be able to create the wealth that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you grew up with beliefs around money doesn't grow on trees.
Yep.
I've got to work hard for the money.
You've got to plant some trees if you want the money to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. But you have these belief systems and these models around wealth. So you can deeply desire wealth, but if you're programmed to recognize the patterns that create poverty in your life, then you won't create the wealth.
Mm-hmm.
Or we may categorize that wealth is only for who?
The lucky ones.
All right. So then what does that make you think? If you're saying
you're not
that,
lucky.
right. So it makes you think that you're not lucky because only wealthy people are lucky, right? Which is that's not true.
No.
Right? We know that not to be true. But that can be somebody's belief system. It can be their mental model, their categorization of wealth is around only lucky people get wealthy, right? Mm-hmm. And then they believe that to be true. So they never create the wealth that they want to create.
Yeah, exactly.
So this can continue throughout our life and it creates patterns. And guess what? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, what does that mean? What's a self-fulfilling prophecy?
You've created it and it's bound to happen. Yeah,
it's something that you've created and you speak into reality, becomes self-fulfilling, and it's your own prophecy. You've said it. You've said wealth is only for the lucky people.
Yeah.
Lucky them, right?
I'm not lucky. It's just
so it becomes
create
self-fulfilling.
your own luck, right?
All right. So this becomes a limiting belief and it creates what?
More lack of wealth.
More lack of wealth. All right. So we're talking about, and again, the topic is all focused around shortcutting your success. Now, all these things that we're talking about are definitely not helping us to success at this point.
No.
Right? But we need to understand our brain in order to create success as well. Now, if we go down this path of negative thinking around wealth and wealth creation, the cycle will and does continue until it's disrupted. And we can become aware of it and we choose to change it. So until you're prepared to actually do something about your stinking thinking, right? And these mental models that you create in your mind and these categorizations that you create in your brain, then we will never move forward with creating the results that we want to create. And that can be anything. It can be any results. It can be a relationship. It can be a new job. It can be happiness in your life with your family and your kids. It can be anything, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't believe it's possible and you don't do something about it, you'll never change it.
No.
Okay.
No.
So what do we got to do?
We've got to step up and play a bigger game.
How do you play a bigger game? How do you play a bigger game in life? What do you do?
Get outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, what else? What else you got to do?
Set some big goals.
Set some big goals. You got to be on purpose. You got to back yourself. You got to take action. So you got to step up. Step up in life. Play a bigger game. Now, this takes a certain belief and approach from you to your life to create a big and more desirable results, right? You've got to actually switch that thinking and you've got to change that belief around, and your approach, of course. You can't just change your thinking. You've got to change your approach to things and situations.
Someone over here said, change your fixed mindset.
Yeah, well, it's not fixed if you can change it. It's just your belief currently.
Yeah.
Now, Peggy said, I was just listening to a stream about this today in BFE. Actually, great timing. Good, excellent. And Melissa said, take a risk. That's what you got to do. Of course you can, absolutely. So last week we spoke about the human triumvirate and the personal triumvirate, right? And there's three of them, Lee. Do you remember what they were?
Compassion, faith, and curiosity.
Right, so they were the personal and human triumvirate. Now, of course, these things determine the key to override these patterns that we create in our brain for what is created in our lives, right? So if we lead with compassion, we have faith in trusting the process and ourselves, and we're always curious to learn more and do something greater, then that helps us overcome these beliefs, right, in our head. Now, it also determines the way that we look at things. Our triumvirate, that is. It determines the way that we look at things in life. It also filters our thoughts, our beliefs, our decisions, and our actions. Right? They filter them because we're always leading with the personal triumvirate, which is compassion, faith, and curiosity. All right. Now, once a person becomes aware that they've mislabeled something in the way that they think, they can take a new look at it. It's almost like looking through a whole new lens.
Yes.
Like if you really realize that, oh my God, I never realized that belief system that I had was holding me back.
And you weren't open to seeing that new thing until you realized.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're not open to seeing it until you actually remove that belief around that lens or that
those red glasses, those rose-coloured glasses.
And it's just that you've mislabeled it, but take a new look at it. Can I do this differently? When you do that, you can see the original thinking was skewed and it wasn't based on your current reality. So sometimes we base our thoughts and our processes on past experiences, right? And we hold on to those. And those past experiences can then stop us from moving forward positively today, because you might say something about, I don't want to do this because I've done it once and I had a bad experience, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that might be. Have you got an example you could use? Something.
I don't want to get married again because the last marriage didn't work.
That's true. That can be a real belief system for some people, right? Would be that I don't want to do this again. But, if you change that belief system.
I saw a question over here. It says, so how do I create more wealth in a low-paid job that is my dream job?
It's your dream job.
And but it doesn't pay well.
It doesn't pay well.
But she wants to create wealth.
Well, you've got to the first thing you've got to start is you've got to find another way to increase your income, right? And that could be doing something on the side. It could be, putting a little bit away and investing it.
A little bit.
It could be building up a small amount of savings over time to then create something else, do something on the side. So you might think it's your dream job because that's what you're settling for. It could be.
Well, she might love it and it just might not pay.
I know, but it could be that you're settling too. Because how do you know that that's your dream job if you've not experienced other things too? Right? So our thinking can sometimes be skewed based on our current reality. So we assign labels and we categorize everything and everybody. Everything and everybody. We categorize.
What category I've put you in.
And we assign labels to it. And that's what our brain does, right? So we tend to feel uneasy about something until we find a category for it. So until we actually what's the word?
Deconstruct?
No, I'm going to
I'm
going with oh my God, the word now.
I want to say deconstruct.
No. We want to. I can't even get the word. All right. Anyway, I'll change it. I'll go with something else. So we tend to feel uneasy about something until we find a category for it. So in our brains, in our mind, in our life,
we know where it fits.
We want to categorize.
There you go.
That's the word. Decompartmentalize.
That's one.
Winner. Thank you. Decompartmentalize. That's the word that I was after.
It's a big word.
Until we actually decompartmentalize those things in our mind, then we have a sense of feeling uneasy about some things. Peggy said it as well. Departmentalize. Decompartmentalize. All right. So our worst mistake, however, is that we desire. In life we desire efficiency, and we often are too quick to place something or someone into a category. So we misjudge things.
Yes.
Or we misinterpret, or we miscategorize things in our brain. Now, and sometimes even worse, we allow others to categorize things for us. So they actually pass on their belief systems or their information onto us.
Yep.
And we form our own opinions and beliefs and categories around that. And that's not healthy for us.
No.
All right. So remember this. This is a quote from Earl Nightingale. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or ideal. So success is a progressive realization of a worthy goal or an ideal. So, our topic tonight was about shortcutting our success. So out of all this, out of our brains and our minds, how do we shortcut our success? Well, we've got to change those compartments that we put things in. We've got to be prepared to learn new things. We've got to be prepared to change the way we view things in life, change the way we look at things in life.
So not base things on past experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And always be willing to learn something new and develop ourselves. Because if you're not evolving,
You're dissolving.
you're dissolving. If you're standing still, what's happening?
You're actually slowly going backwards without realizing.
Yeah, because the world's passing us by. So it's so important that we're always looking to move forward one step at a time. And what more can I do? What else can I learn? What else can I upskill myself?
Yeah.
How can I change this belief system that's holding me back in life? So that's our topic for this evening. Shortcuts to success, or shortcutting your success. And of course, a lot of it's to do with this, right? It's all to do with the 6 inches between our ears.
Yeah.
And we've got to be prepared to expand, evolve, and change our thinking in order to change our reality and our results.
Absolutely.
So Peggy said, stretch ourselves and stop being comfortable. And that's so true. Get outside your comfort zone to create results. Now, Lee, what else? What have we got coming up this week? We've got a lot on in our business. We've got a TikTok live tomorrow night that we're doing. What time's that?
6:30 Queensland time.
6:30 Queensland time. We're running a competition on TikTok. So if you're on Facebook and you want to come and join us on TikTok tomorrow night, you're welcome to do that. And for all those on TikTok,
make sure you're there.
Come back and join us tomorrow night as well.
There's a link on the bio to the event.
And so did you hear that? Lee's bio on TikTok, Loving Life Now.
It's got a link to the event that you can register.
Yeah, there you go. So we're going to be doing that for a couple of hours. And then we've got some interesting stuff going on in business this week. And this weekend we've got a celebration with some
a local team party.
Yeah. So people that live near us.
So unfortunately, those that aren't near us, we didn't invite you because you can't get here.
That's right.
The borders are closed.
So we're doing a Christmas party for local people that we work with in our business who can get here. So we look forward to that this weekend, and of course got the kids with us as well. So lots on. So busy week, busy weekend. Whatever you're up to in your week or weekend, have a wonderful week, everyone. And we'll be back, of course, same time next week with another great personal development topic. And remember, change this. We got to change those compartments and categorizations that we put things into our mind, and go after what it is that we want to create. So we'll look forward to seeing you here next week. Peggy says, have fun. Karen said, thank you. Great stream. Thank you. What else? Melissa said, love the topic, guys. Thanks. Thank you for your time and wisdom. Grateful, said Bernie. I'll get a plane, said Madeline. So Madeline wants to come.
I don't know, Madeline.
Sue said.
You should have come 2 weeks ago.
She said,
quarantine.
Good stream. Thanks. Madeline said, enjoy your evening. Thank you. Thank you, Terry. Grateful. Thanks, guys, with gratitude. Have a great weekend. Great topics here next week. Agatha said, thank you. Enjoy the party. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us. And we will see you next week on our Facebook Live. Bye for now.
Bye.